Well, unfortunately, I lost some of the recording. For some reason it decided that, oh, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna corrupt. Here we are, Winifred Stevens. Calvin Stevens is worried about his wife Winifred, who he last saw grooming a horse in the field outside the fort. He remembers the horse trampling Winifred. As he tried to save her, he saw Emma Clark at the edge of the field watching with blood on her hands. Alright, so we found the wife and the husband. They're in the Nightland. And, let me see here. And we've got nothing else in the light. So everything's in the dark. That arrow that struck here that we were going to read was actually the clinger for the bell. So, anything, oh, sorry, Red. Something terrible happened here. This place fills me with foreboding. Who did they burn in front of the church? How were the walls breached? The ash figures that were here came to life and attacked me. At first, I thought you mad. Now I fear that when you crawled out of the sea, you left some part of you behind. I have a gift for you. Alright, let's see. A woman's shoe that might fit you. Why are you giving it to me? In case you find another? I suppose I shall have to keep it then, for I would be greatly frustrated if I discarded it and later found its partner. Okay, and then a shoe from the Indian girl. Why are you giving it to me? In case you want to wear it? I was curious what you thought of the craftsmanship, or to honor her memory. Honor her memory. I'm not sure that keeping her shoe is a way to honor her. It would be more sincere and less cumbersome to carry her in my thoughts. Fine. Okay, on to the night. I see you there. Damn, the thief escaped. First time I had a skeleton pop up that close to the bell. Alright, is this Winifred? Where is that damnable girl? I keep calling for her, but she won't answer. Who? My maidservant, Emma Clark. Where did you last see her? In front of the church. Our eyes met for a moment through the congregation. I called out to her, but she couldn't hear. Who are you? Charity Hammond. It appears as though someone has burned at the stake in front of the church. I remember now. Our eyes met for just a moment through the congregation. I called out to her, but she couldn't hear over the shouting and chanting. Then the flames rose up and she started to scream. Why was she burned? It was Calvin Stevens who sentenced her. Okay, so they burned a little girl at the stake. Yeah, this game's just getting nicer and nicer. Calvin Stevens. You sentenced Emma Clark to burn? It isn't enough to kill a witch. She had to be purified. I am, people. Sounds like it's coming over here. Ah, you must be Emma. Why did he forsake me? Who? The master. Who do you mean? Mr. Hammond. Tobias. You are Emma Clark? Yes, I remember now. Calvin Stevens saw you standing by the fence with bloody hands when his wife was trampled. I remember walking back toward the fort through the woods with Tobias. He cried out suddenly and drew his pistol. I was terrified, but it was only a hare we had startled from the brush. Tobias took aim and fired, but the shot didn't kill it. It was screaming and writhing horribly, so I ran to it and wrung its neck so that it would not suffer. I wiped my hands on the leaves, but I couldn't get the blood off. After that I walked back alone so that we would not be seen together. Ah, so, mistaken identity? So it's quite possible the gunshot startled the horse, and then the horse trampled her, and because the little girl had blood on her hands, she's a witch! Not her. You then? Emma's hands were stained with rabbit blood. The smell must have spooked the horrors. Yet only that morning, Winifred told me the girl had stolen a child and bewitched a gentleman of the colony. What happened cannot have been chance. Whose child? Charity Hammond's. And it was her husband who was bewitched. She testified to it. Does this just run back and forth between these two? You testified that Emma stole your child and bewitched your husband? I only told the truth, that I lost the child I was carrying shortly after Emma came to work for me, and that I was desperate to conceive again, but Tobias would not lie with me. In the end, he gave Emma what should have been mine. She was pregnant. You didn't claim witchcraft? No, though I didn't claim it wasn't. But it was Tobias who truly sealed her fate, saying that he had been snared by her sorcery and led into iniquity against his will. When he killed himself, some said it was her curse still on him, but it was only guilt for betraying her. I don't hear any others. Alright, leave. Maybe over there. Is there anything I can... Nope. So we're on foot. Alright, might be something over here. Ah, I see a wraith. So I think there's supposed to be something over here. Oh no. It's over here. That's a lot of blood. Great quantity of blood soaked into the soil here. Are you Tobias? I still hear her screams. I can't escape them. Whose? Emma's. I prayed it would end quickly, but it did not. I prayed for mercy, but there was none. You are Tobias Hammond. Yes. You testified against Emma. I remember their faces when they came for her. They thought they'd found the root of our ills. I could see that they would not be swayed. I could not save her. If I tried, I too would be swept away, hung as an admitted adulterer. Alright, so you were saving your own ass too. It looks like I'm quite possibly headed to a totem over here. Any others? No. Alright, so that was a skull. I don't know whose. And... yeah. A totem. Thank you for the explosive. Alright, let's do this. Shit. Reload, dick. Shit. God damn. Got anything new to say? We lived here for some time. I remember that it was peaceful at first. I felt hopeful this would one day be a good home for us. The further west we travel, the more unsettled I become. But I must not be ruled by fear. Okay, nothing new. Alright, let's try this once again, I guess. Actually, since I got a little bit more info... I hear you. Damn it. What do you get if you actually kill that guy? Damn it. missing everything, ain't I? Charity Hammond never mentioned witchcraft, for she did not believe Emma used sorcery. Yet she did not protest when the others accused the girl. Could she have truly been so spiteful? Tobias Hammond only testified against Emma to save himself from being punished for adultery. He took his own life soon after she was executed, answering one act of selfish cowardice with another. Alright, talk to her. What's that? Oh, a couple arrows. Why did you let Emma die? I remember our eyes met for just a moment through the congregation. I called out to her, but she couldn't hear over the shouting and chanting. Then the flames rose up and she started to scream, and I found myself hoping that all would be just as it was before she came into our lives. It sounds like it's coming from over there. It says there's one by a lone tree. Assuming this one. It can surely only be a matter of weeks now before a supply fleet reaches us and we can leave these cursed shores forever. Our sole occupation in the interim must be to withstand the manifold dangers that presently threaten us, from hunger and malady to savages and Spaniards to whatever fiends howl in the forests at night. Sounds like it's maybe coming from the other side of the lake here. Oh, that works. Sounds like maybe that way. So we've got this here. We'll go see what that one is, and then we'll pop over to the... the entrance to the area. There we go. There's the other one. There we go. That worked. Alright, so where's the next one? I'm definitely closing in on something. Yep, definitely. We're going for that other one. The totem. Sounds like it. Yep. Reload that. Reload it. Come on. Fuck it. Oh, shit. There's two of them. Come on. Damn it. Well, at least I'm doing better this time. There we go. Yeah, I did a lot better that time. hear anything. Says there's something to the north, though. I ought to go check it out just because. Yeah, especially since whatever the other thing is so far away I can't even hear it. Francis Lavender died of his injuries fighting the Spanish. And more rocks. Alright, here we are back at Fort St. George. And I think this episode's gone on long enough, so we're going to call this episode good. Thank you for watching.